My beloved child, I speak to you in this very moment. Pause for a while in the relentless motion of life so that your spirit may hear my voice clearly. Do not let the noise of the world drown out my gentle whisper. For so long I have knocked upon the door of your heart. I have stirred you with subtle signs through the stillness of the morning, through the unexpected tears that fell when you thought yourself strong. Yet most often you dismissed these as coincidences, as fleeting emotions. Now I come to reveal plainly without concealment. I am here, and I long for you to listen. My child, the greatest danger is not the sudden storm, but the quiet intrusion of darkness into the hidden corners of your life. It does not arrive with a shout, but through small compromises, through whispers that say, "Everything will be fine," through actions you deem harmless. And little by little, it drains the light within you without your awareness. I have watched you tell yourself that you are fine, that the unease will pass. But this false sense of normality is itself a sign that your soul needs me more than ever. Remember, nothing in your life is accidental. The times you suddenly felt urged to avoid a place, the heaviness in your heart without reason, the dreams you thought were meaningless. All these were my protection, my warning, my call to bring you back. I do not want you to reach the edge of the abyss before realizing how far you have wandered from me. For I know your weakness, I know how easily your heart is swayed. That is why I am always near, always reminding, always shielding you, even when you do not perceive it. I do not come to condemn, but to save. I do not speak to frighten you, but to set you free. You often believe that only great miracles or radiant signs are marks of my presence. Yet truly I speak through the quiet peace that seeps into your heart, through a timely word of comfort from another, through a gentle touch that stirs your soul. I am never distant from you. Even in the emptiness, my presence surrounds you like the very air you breathe. I see how often you strive to prove yourself strong, to carry burdens alone. You smile outwardly while within your soul trembles on the verge of breaking. You tell others you are fine, but I see the cracks in your heart. I see the weariness no one else notices. And in that moment I want you to know, you do not have to carry it alone. For I have spoken. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 1:1-8. The truth is, you were not created to live under constant tension or to be overwhelmed by fear. You were made for a life that is whole, a life with peace, with hope, with light. When you are apart from me, you will always feel empty, no matter how much you achieve. But when you return, you will find a satisfaction the world cannot offer. For only I can fill the deepest void in your soul. So I ask you, when was the last time you truly felt joy springing from within? When was the last time peace so flooded you that your heart felt light? If such feelings have grown faint, let this be your reminder you need to return to me. Do not wait until darkness fully engulfs you before calling for rescue. Even now, in this very moment, my arms are open, calling you home. I do not promise you will never face hardship, but I promise that in every trial I will be with you. When you are weak, I will be your strength. When you fall, I will lift you up. When you are lonely, I will be your companion. And when you are lost, I will show you the safe path. Only one thing is required. Open your heart, let me lead. For true healing cannot be found in anything apart from me. Therefore, do not dismiss the subtle unease within you. Do not regard it as a passing feeling. It is the cry of your soul. I hear it, I see it, and I respond. That is why you are reading these words now. This is proof that I am still calling you, that opportunity still remains. Step away from the pretense of everything is fine and have the courage to admit you need me. And when you do, I promise to transform you, to restore you, to fill you with a new life, one that nothing in this world can give. My beloved child, open the ears of your soul to listen intently. The greatest trials in your life do not always appear as fierce storms or violent upheavals. Often they arrive clothed in gentleness and familiarity. They enter as a friendly guest sitting quietly beside you, smiling and whispering words that seem harmless. Yet from that very place, little by little, you begin to lower your guard, to compromise, to dismiss the principles I have engraved upon your heart. And so a slow weakening begins, so gradual that you do not realize the light within you is fading away. I have watched you many times. Comfort yourself by saying all is well, that this is only a passing season, that you are strong enough to endure. But the truth is this: no one can withstand the subtle erosion of darkness apart from me, the source of life. Small compromises, careless words, conversations meant only for distraction, these can become the very bridge for the enemy to cross. He does not need to shatter your defenses at once. He only needs a small crack. From there he plants seeds of doubt, of weariness, of nameless unease. He is not in haste but patient, waiting for the moment when you stumble that he may tighten his grip. Do you not see? There have been days when joy suddenly vanished from your heart without reason. There have been nights when you tossed and turned under restless thoughts, though no great calamity had come upon you. There have been moments when prayer felt dry, when your words seemed to echo back into emptiness. My child, these are signals I have allowed, warnings that you are drifting too far from the light. Do not belittle them. Do not ignore them. Do not convince yourself that time alone will heal your soul. Time does not restore the spirit, only I can. Remember how many times I have silently stopped you before a wrong decision. How often have I let your heart grow heavy as a sign to pause? How often has a sudden cancellation or a lost opportunity you thought ideal later revealed itself to be my protection? None of these were coincidences. They were my hand intervening to guard you. Without such preservation, you would have stumbled more severely than you realize, yet you often dismiss these as chance and keep walking along paths filled with snares. I have never left you to fight alone. In Isaiah 4:1-10, I declared, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This is not merely an ancient promise on the pages of an old book, but a living truth for you today. I was there, and I am still there, even in the very moments when you felt weakest. Yet I also need your cooperation. I will not force you to resist darkness if you keep opening the door to it. I can shelter you, but you must choose to remain within my refuge. I can shine my light, but you must open your eyes to follow it. You must learn to discern what comes from me and what is only a disguise. What comes from me will always bring true peace, even in the midst of storms. What comes from me will always strengthen your soul and draw you nearer to truth. But anything that stirs endless anxiety, that distances you from truth, that slowly drains you, no matter how attractive it appears, is not from me. My child, be careful with the relationships you allow deeply into your life. Not everyone who speaks of love truly seeks your good. Some, though not intentionally, may sow words of advice that distance you from me. Some appear friendly, yet their presence drains your joy and confidence. I do not call you to live suspiciously of all, but I call you to discernment, to guard your heart. For it is there I dwell, and it is there the enemy seeks most to invade. I see the struggle within you. On one hand, you long to walk in the light to regain peace. On the other, you still cling to familiar things, though they exhaust your soul. You fear that letting go means losing something vital. But hear me, whatever draws you away from me, whatever dims the light within you, though it may seem precious, is only a burden that destroys. If you dare to release it, I will replace it with what is whole and far better. Therefore I call you today, return and walk in the light. Do not wait until the darkness has completely covered you before you cry out to me. Learn to pause, to listen, to recognize my reminders. I am still speaking through the smallest details of your life. Let your heart be tender. Let your spirit be open, so you will no longer miss my voice. If you listen, you will be spared much needless sorrow, and you will walk in the freedom I have always prepared for you. My beloved child, I want you to understand that the warnings I speak to you today are not meant to add weight upon your shoulders, but to lift the very burdens you are already carrying. I do not speak to strike fear into you, but to give you a pathway when all other roads seem covered in darkness. Remember this: whenever I speak, my words always carry a promise of restoration. If I point out the shadows, it is because I long to lead you back into the light. If I reveal the dangers, it is because I want to set your feet upon safe ground. If I expose what is harming you, it is because my heart yearns for you to live in the freedom and fullness I have already destined for you. I know there are times when you feel you have gone too far, that the distance between you and me is now too great. You blame yourself, believing you are no longer worthy to step into my presence. But listen closely. My love for you has never depended on your worthiness, but on my unchanging nature. I am in love, and that love does not fade because of your failures. As it is written, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 2:9-11. Do you see, I have never thought of you with condemnation. Even when you wander, my thoughts toward you are peace, hope, and a good future. Do not let the wounds of the past or the mistakes you have made convince you that you cannot begin again. Every new day I give you is proof that opportunity still remains. Every breath you draw is evidence that I have not abandoned you. If I grant you life, it means my plan for you is not finished. What has happened before does not define you. What I am doing now is what determines your future. When you return to me, the past loses its power to bind you. I will transform you from the inside out, replacing anxiety with peace, despair with hope, and weakness with strength. I see the deepest places within you, places no one else can reach. I know the words you have never dared to speak. I hear even the hidden sighs you release in the darkness of night. I see the times when you smile outwardly but are breaking inwardly. And it is precisely in that hidden place that I long to enter and heal. I do not need you to hide, nor do I ask you to be strong in your own strength. I only need you to open your heart and say, "Lord, I need you." In that moment, I will pour my love into you, lift you up, and breathe life into what seemed long dead. Do not underestimate the power of surrender. When you stop trying to control everything, when you lay your burdens down at my feet, that is when true freedom begins. You often think surrender is failure, but in truth it is victory. For when you give me everything, I fight on your behalf. When you release your grip, I stretch out my arms to protect you. When you admit your weakness, I reveal the fullness of my strength. I know you long for a meaningful life, a secure future, and a peace that nothing can steal away. All of this is found in me. I am the living water. Whoever drinks me will never thirst again. I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. If you choose to return, then even when storms rage around you, your soul will stand firm. You will no longer walk in worry, but in the confidence that I am with you. My child, I am calling you today. Do not delay. Do not wait until everything collapses. Do not wait until you have hit rock bottom to look up. I am here right now with arms open wide. I am not distant. I am not cold. I am your God, the Eternal One, who has always watched over every step. If you return, I will draw you close, restore you, and give you a life far greater than you have ever dreamed. Be courageous and answer my call. Let this very day become the day you come back to the source of life. Let your tears become seeds of hope. Let your heart once more be moved by the love that never fades. You belong to me, and I have never stopped calling your name. The greatest battle in your life is not outside of you, but within your own heart. What your eyes see is only the tip of the iceberg. The hidden depths are far more dangerous. You may face opposition, hardship, financial struggles, or illness, but these are not the root. The true battleground is in your mind and soul, where thoughts, emotions, and daily choices shape the entire direction of your life. This is where the enemy fights hardest, by planting lies, making you doubt my love, and causing you to wonder whether I am still near. The enemy does not need to strike with blazing arrows to bring you down. He only needs to sow a small seed of doubt. Just a whisper. Perhaps God has abandoned you. Just a single lie. You are not good enough. You are unworthy. And if you nurture those thoughts, they take root, grow, and gradually overshadow the light within you. You begin to lose faith in yourself, then faith in me. Hope grows dim, peace disappears, and your soul becomes barren. That is how he binds you, not with visible chains, but with lies that cling tightly to your mind. My beloved child, I tell you this, the truth has the power to set you free. As it is written, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. The truth is that you are never abandoned. The truth is that I have loved you with an everlasting love. The truth is that you were created for a great purpose, and no power can take away what I have placed within you unless you agree to surrender it yourself. The truth is that the enemy has no authority over you unless you choose to believe his lies. Once you stand in the truth, you will be free, and nothing will be able to overcome you. I want you to be alert to how deception seeps in. It does not storm in violently, but creeps in through familiarity. It is like a drop of water falling steadily on stone at first, leaving no mark, but over time carving a deep hollow. A casual conversation may plant seeds of bitterness. An image you thought harmless may stir a distorted desire. A habit you assumed you controlled may quietly turn into chains of bondage. You may think you are free, yet in reality, you are being bound little by little. The danger lies in this: you do not realize it until the light within you is nearly extinguished. I see it clearly, and that is why I speak to you now. I do not want you trapped in a cycle, pulled down, struggling to rise, only to fall again. I do not want you repeating the same mistakes, compromising a little more each time, until the vibrancy of your spirit is lost. You were not created for disappointment, for fear, or for mediocrity. You were created to stand strong in the light, to carry hope, to reflect life. Remember, you are my child, and as my child, no power can snatch you out of my hand. Victory does not come by you straining to be stronger on your own, but by learning to depend wholly on me. When you are weak, I will be your strength. When you fall, I will lift you. When you are confused, I will be your guide. You do not need to fight alone. As I declared in Exodus 1:4, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. This is my promise to you. You do not have to struggle in despair. Trust in me and let me fight on your behalf. Be watchful. Guard your mind. Discern what is truly from me and what is a lie from the enemy. Whenever you feel unrest, whenever joy slips away, pause and ask, where is this voice coming from? Is this truly the word of the Lord? I will answer you, for I never remain silent to your cry. If you seek me with all your heart, you will surely find me. And when you walk in the truth, you will no longer be a victim of darkness. You will become one who carries light into it. Therefore, do not fear and do not despair. Even if you have allowed lies to take root, my power is more than enough to tear them out. Even if you feel exhausted, I can renew your strength. Even if you think you have lost everything, I can restore far more than you imagined. All I need is a willing heart, a heart that says, Lord, help me. And when you speak those words, the heavens will move, angels will act, and the darkness will tremble. For you are not fighting alone. You fight in my name, and in that name you will overcome. My child, the most dangerous arrows do not always come from outside, but often from those you count as close. The enemy is cunning. He does not appear in forms easy to recognize, but disguises himself in friendships, in family ties, even in sources of comfort. He knows you need encouragement, so he offers sweet but empty words. He knows you long to be heard, so he brings conversations that seem harmless, yet unsettle your heart. He does not need to drag you away immediately. He only needs a moment's distraction, a small opening, and it is enough for him to cling to. I do not say this to make you suspicious of everyone, but I want you to know that not all who are near truly seek your good. Some, though, without intent, speak from lack of wisdom, and their advice leads you off the path I set. Some appear to care, yet their presence drains your joy, your peace, and your confidence. If you are not watchful, you may let them sow negative seeds into you, and little by little those seeds will bind you in confusion. Remember this: your heart is holy ground, the dwelling place where I desire to abide. You cannot allow anyone to place their imprint upon it carelessly without discernment. The voices you listen to, the relationships you hold on to, these will either strengthen the life within you or slowly erode your soul. My beloved, I call you to stay awake and choose wisely. Look closely. Who is the one that truly upholds you when you are weak? Who rejoices sincerely in your blessing? Who draws you nearer to me? These are the ones I have placed beside you. But those who dim your light, no matter how friendly they may appear, are the ones from whom you must learn to keep your distance. I see the struggle in your heart. Part of you longs to rest in the safety of my shelter. Yet another part clings to the familiar ties even though they leave you weary and drained. You fear that letting go will leave you empty and alone. But hear me, solitude with me is far better than being surrounded by those who do not lead you into light. In truth, when you release what weighs you down, you will not be left with loss. You will be rewarded with purer relationships, with friends who truly value you. I have already prepared them, waiting only for you to open your heart to receive, my beloved child. Do not confuse temporary comfort with true peace. Comfort may soothe you for a moment, but peace will steady your soul, even when storms rage around you. Comfort often comes from familiar things, but peace comes only from me. That is why the more you try to seek solace in people or possessions, the more empty you feel. The more you chase after the voices around you, the more you lose the sound of my voice. Yet when you choose stillness, when you turn back to me, you will realize that true peace has never left. It has only been waiting for you to open the door and let it flood your heart again. I know there are times you believe you can discern on your own, that human reasoning and life experience are enough. But human understanding has limits, while the cunning of the enemy goes beyond your calculations. This is why I invite you, ask for my guidance. Let my Spirit be the one who reminds, teaches, and illuminates every hidden corner. When you allow him to lead, you will recognize even the things that appear harmless, but quietly steal away your peace. You will see clearly which relationships strengthen you and which ones slowly drain the life from within. I do not want you to live bitter or closed off from others. What I desire is that you live in wisdom. I want you to know how to set healthy boundaries that protect the purity of your soul. I want you to learn to say no when needed, even if it feels difficult. I want you to be courageous enough to walk away from what does not bring life, for you were created to carry light, and that light must be guarded. If you allow it to be dimmed by the dust of compromise, you will never shine in the fullness of what I intended. So when you feel unsettled, stop and ask, Father, is this the path you want me to take? When you are confused by many voices, return and listen to my word. When you do not know who should remain close to you, let me reveal it. I will open your eyes to see clearly. I will give you discernment to distinguish truth from deception, and I will lead you into relationships that are wholesome, where you will be encouraged, uplifted, and reminded of your true worth. I am guarding you every day. Even when you are unaware, I set invisible barriers to block destruction. Many times you have called it luck, but it was my hand. Many times you have called it coincidence, but it was my loving intervention. I never desire to see you fall. Yet if you ignore my warnings, I cannot protect you fully. Work with me, my child. Walk with an open but watchful heart. Let me guide you and you will no longer be lost. My beloved, I tell you this, the deepest danger is not what you see clearly, but what you have grown accustomed to dismissing. A small compromise, you say, it's nothing. A daily habit you believe you control. A tiny lie that lingers in your mind without being silenced. All these are like thin threads that little by little weave themselves into cords of bondage. You may think I am still free, I am still in control, but in truth you are slowly slipping into restraint, and the most frightening thing, my child, is that familiarity makes you think it is normal. My beloved child, I want you to remember the moments when unease stirred in your heart, yet you quickly brushed it aside, telling yourself you were simply overthinking. The times when you felt a nudge to stop, to change, but you calmed yourself with, "It will be fine." In those very moments it was, my voice sounding within you, warning you of a dangerous path. But if you continue to ignore those gentle signals, the day will come when they fade away. When you grow accustomed to the darkness, the light will seem foreign. When you accept lingering sorrow as your normal state, you will stop seeking healing. That is what breaks my heart most. Not that you struggle, but that you no longer expect freedom, that you accept captivity as though it were your destiny. I did not create you for such a life. I formed you to live in the light, to rejoice, to dwell in peace, and to reflect my image. You were not designed to wither in spirit, nor to exist silently in despair. I have spoken, the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full. John 10:10. Remember this: emptiness, weariness, the endless cycle of disappointment, none of these come from me. I came that you might have an abundant life. If you are living yet feel drained within, it is a clear sign that you are distant from the true source of life. My dear one, I know it is not easy to face this truth. You want to believe things will somehow improve on their own, that you can still manage. But I tell you in love, in your own strength, you cannot escape this cycle. Change begins the moment you stop striving, the moment you surrender, the moment you cry out to me. Healing does not come when you pretend to be strong, but when you courageously admit that you need me. I have already prepared a way for you. It is neither far nor complicated. It begins with your decision right here, right now, to open your heart to me and allow me to enter. You do not need a flawless plan to change. You do not need to wait until you are better to return. You need only one thing, a heart that genuinely longs to come back. When you take that step, I will do the rest. I will wipe away your tears, mend the wounds you have hidden, and break the chains that bind your soul. Know this: you are not alone. Even when the enemy surrounds you, I am always at your side. Even when darkness presses in, my light is strong enough to pierce through. Even when you feel you have wandered too far, my hand is long enough to draw you back. Do not believe the lie that it is too late. If you still breathe, then hope remains. If you can still hear my voice, then the door has not closed. Stop convincing yourself that you are fine. Stop pretending you are strong enough. Come to me, just as you are, with all your weakness, with all your weariness, with all your confusion. I will not despise you, nor will I abandon you. Instead, I will gather you into my arms and call you mine. I will restore in you confidence, clarity, and joy. I will teach you to discern what is true from what is false. I will lead you into safe pastures where you will walk in light, no longer bound by fear. My beloved child, today I set a choice before you. You may continue as you have, struggling to hold yourself together, pretending that all is normal yet growing weaker inside. Or you may choose to take my hand and let me lead you. I will not force you, for true love never coerces. But I plead with you, for I know what waits at the end of that other road, and I do not want you to step into the abyss when you were meant for the light. There is a truth that never changes. You were not created to live in chains. You were not made to wander endlessly among wounds and shadows. You were not born to carry disappointment nor to accept sorrow as your lot in life. You were formed by my own hands, and I breathed life into you. That means you bear my image, the image of the living one, the creator, the giver of life. Your true identity is light, strength, and freedom. Never let the enemy convince you that you are ordinary, that you are worthless, that weariness is your destiny. He lies. The truth is that I have chosen you. You are my treasure, and no power can change that. I see the days when you look into the mirror and fail to recognize yourself. I hear the silent sighs when you wonder, do I still have meaning? Does anyone truly understand me? And I answer, yes, I understand you. I know you more deeply than anyone else, for I knit you together in your mother's womb. Every detail, every heartbeat, every breath has always been in my hands. Even before your first cry, I had written your story into my plan. That is why you are never meaningless. You are not an accident. You are not the result of a mistake. You are my idea, and my idea is always good. My beloved child, do not forget this. The enemy longs for you to believe otherwise. He wants you to think that your past mistakes have erased your worth. He wants you to believe that your failures have left you useless. He wants you to accept that only a bleak, hopeless future remains. But I tell you now, failure does not define you. It is only a small chapter in the greater story I am still writing. If you return, I will turn even your mistakes into stepping stones for growth. I will transform what was meant for harm into good. I will make your scars a testimony of healing. You do not need to deny your past, for I can redeem it into living proof of my power. I have said, you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, Matthew 5:1-4. You are that light. Even if you feel small, you are destined to shine. Even if you feel weary, within you burns an unquenchable flame that I, myself, placed there. The question is not whether the light is real, but whether you will allow it to shine or let it be covered by the dust of fear and doubt. Choose to step out. Choose to live in the truth, and that light will blaze forth again. I know weakness makes you think change is impossible, but hear me, strength does not come from your own striving. It comes from surrender to me. When you admit that you are not enough, that is when I become enough for you. When you stop striving to prove yourself, that is when I prove my power in you. You do not need to earn worthiness, for my love is not built on your performance. You only need to open your heart and trust. As I declared in 2 Corinthians 1:9, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Let this truth live within you. I call you not into chains, but into freedom. I call you not to wrestle endlessly with shadows, but to rise in the light. I call you not to live in fear, but to know there is a Father covering you. This is why I keep speaking. I do not want you wandering further. I do not want you wasting time pretending all is well. I long for you to return, so that you may truly live, truly breathe, truly find meaning. So I extend this invitation: step out of what weakens you. Stop clinging to relationships, habits, and thoughts that only leave you empty. Be brave enough to lay it all down and come to me. You will not regret it. I will bring you into a new place, a place of peace. No one can steal a joy untouched by circumstances, a place where you will know without doubt that you belong. You have listened to many voices, and they have often left you weary. But the only voice you need now is mine. Let me remind you, you are the child of a king. You are not destined for defeat. You are destined for victory. You are destined to stand firm. You are destined to walk in the light. And when you take my hand, nothing can stop you from reaching the purpose I have set before you. My precious one, I want to open your eyes to see this clearly. The enemy of your soul rarely attacks with swords or storms, but with subtle schemes, with sweet whispers, with carefully crafted illusions. He does not need to steal everything from you in a single moment. He only needs to plant a thought, a lingering doubt, and then patiently wait for it to grow. You think you are merely being realistic, simply reflecting, but in truth, that is when the seed of darkness begins to take root. I have watched you many times. Tell yourself, just one more time. Just endure a little longer and it will be fine. But each one more time takes you further from the source of light. The enemy does not need you to commit a great sin. He only needs you to compromise little by little. He knows you will not easily abandon me outright, so he distracts you with trivial pursuits, entangles you with fleeting pleasures, fills your hands with noise until you lose the stillness needed to hear my voice. And when the stillness is gone, so too is your clarity to distinguish truth from deception. What breaks my heart is not your falling, but when you no longer recognize that you have fallen, when you smile outwardly, but your soul is in ruins, when you say I'm fine while your spirit is in shreds, when you pretend to be strong yet inside you are in despair. My child, your pretense does not fool me. I see deeper than anyone, and because I see, I cannot remain silent. I call you back not so you live hidden in falsehood, but so you may live in truth, truth with yourself and truth with me. My beloved child, do you remember the last time you truly felt peace overflowing within you? The last time you exhaled freely? Your mind was no longer heavy with burdens. If those memories have grown faint, it is a sign that deception has quietly taken its place. But hear me, it is not too late to find it again. True peace has not vanished, it has only been covered. When you return to me, that peace will flow once more like a river that cannot be stopped. Today I speak this truth to you: do not measure reality by fleeting feelings. Emotions rise and fall, but my truth never changes. You may feel that I am distant, but the truth is I am right here. You may feel worthless, but the truth is you are my treasure. You may feel weak, but the truth is that my strength is revealed in your weakness. You must learn to stand on truth, not on emotion. For emotions are like waves rising and falling, but truth is like a solid rock that never shakes. The enemy trembles not when you strain harder, but when you trust me. He trembles when you choose to believe my word over his lies. He trembles when you cease striving to prove yourself and instead surrender. He trembles when you open your mouth in prayer, when you lift your voice in worship, when you declare that I hold your future. For each act of trust is a proclamation that you belong to the light and that darkness has no place in your life. I do not only want to rescue you from danger, I want to make you victorious. I want you to walk not in fear, but in confidence. I want you to live not just to survive, but to overflow. I want your life to be living proof to the world that my love and power are stronger than every lie. That is why I keep warning and strengthening you. I know the potential I placed in you, and I will not let it be wasted in invisible chains. So be watchful, my child. Do not allow deception to quietly weaken your soul. Do not let familiarity blind you to the truth. Do not let the mask of I'm fine hide the cry for help within. Be honest with me. Tell me everything, even your deepest fears, your most shameful thoughts. I will not reject you nor condemn you. Instead, I will take what you thought was your weakness and make it your strength. I will turn scars into testimony. I will turn tears into seeds for a new harvest. Therefore, do not delay. Do not wait until darkness fully engulfs you before seeking the light. The light is here, within reach. All it takes is for you to open your heart to call upon my name, to admit that you need me, and instantly I will respond. In that moment, invisible chains will fall, lies will be exposed, and you will walk in true freedom. My dear child, I do not only want to draw you out of darkness, but to lead you into a completely new life. Deliverance is only the beginning. Restoration is what I long to give you. I do not only want to break chains, but to give you wings to soar. I do not only want to wash away the stains, but to clothe you in new garments, pure and radiant. For you were not created merely to survive, you were created to live abundantly, to live powerfully, to live reflecting my light. I know the depth of your wounds. I see the cracks no one else can see. I hear the hidden sighs in the night when you think no one cares, no one understands. But remember this, I was there. Every tear you shed I recorded. Every silent cry I heard. I overlooked no detail of your journey. And the very things you thought were weaknesses, the burdens you thought would destroy you, I will transform into proof of my love and my power. I will renew you from the roots, so that you know you are no longer defined by pain but by grace. Restoration is not a distant dream. It begins the very moment you open your heart, the moment you say, Lord, I need you. My power is set in motion. The moment you reach out, I take hold. The moment you surrender, I set your feet upon solid rock. I will change the way you see yourself, the way you see your circumstances, the way you walk forward. You will realize that what once frightened you has no hold anymore. What once discouraged, you will become only a memory powerless to bind. For when I am with you, darkness has no place. My healing touches the innermost places. No one else can reach them, but I can. I will step into the chambers where you have hidden pain for years, the places you dared not show, the places you thought would never change. I will place my light there, and the darkness will flee. I will place my love there, and fear will depart. I will place my peace there, and anxiety will dissolve. You will marvel to see yourself renewed from within, not by your strength, but by my power. My beloved child, do not think that restoration means returning to what once was. No, I am not leading you back to the starting point. I am taking you further. I am building wisdom within you from all that you have endured. I am adding strength into your spirit from every battle you have overcome. I am giving you compassion so that you may comfort others with the same comfort you have received. You will see that the years you thought were wasted have not been wasted at all, for I have turned them into the foundation for a new harvest. My child, I want you to see beyond the present moment. You were not saved only to live for yourself. You were saved to become a light for others. You were restored so that you might bring hope to those who are still in the shadows. You were renewed so that through you others may see my love. When they look at your life, they will see evidence that I am still at work, that I still save, that I still transform. Remember my words in Matthew 5:1-6. Let your light shine before others that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. You were not delivered only for yourself, but to be a witness to the light. I know you fear that you will fall again, but believe that my grace is sufficient for you. I do not expect you to become perfect in a single day. I only want you to walk with me each day. When you stumble, I will lift you. When you are weak, I will strengthen you. When you grow weary, I will remind you. You are not walking alone. I am your God, your companion, your protector, your guide. So take courage and move forward. Do not let fear keep you standing still. Know this, your future is not dim. It is brighter than you imagine. It is wider than you can envision. It is full of promise because I am the one writing the story. And I have never written a story that ends in failure for you. If you find yourself in a dark chapter now, remember the story is not finished. There are still pages yet to be opened. and every page rests in my hands. Hold on to that hope and walk forward in trust. Believe that restoration is real. Believe that you are worthy of renewal, not because of merit, but because of my unfailing love. Cast off shame, cast off guilt, cast off the lies that have clung to you. Receive the new robe I place upon you, a robe of righteousness, a robe of joy, a robe of hope, and walk as a true child of the King, for that is your true identity. My dear one, restoration is not only about healing, it is also about learning to stand firm so that you do not return to the old cycle. For if someone is set free but does not learn to guard themselves, then in time the same burdens may come back heavier than before. That is why I do not only pull you out of darkness, I want to teach you how to walk in the light, how to guard the flame within, and how to face temptation without falling. The enemy will not give up his schemes simply because you have been delivered. He will continue to watch to wait for an opportunity to test your weak points. But do not be afraid, for I have given you the power to stand firm. You are not alone in this battle. I have equipped you with spiritual weapons, and I call you to put on the full armor of God so that you may stand against every deceitful scheme. As it is written in Ephesians 6:1-1, put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. You see, this fight is not yours alone. I have already provided everything you need to overcome. Understand this. Keeping the light within is not automatic. It is a choice you must make daily. You must guard your heart against the hidden arrows. Do not let empty conversations drag you down. Do not let lies seep into your mind. Do not let old habits creep back to gnaw at your soul. You must stay awake, for weariness can make you compromise easily. But if you learn to pause to call upon my strength, you will see that even in your weakest moment, I am able to make you stand firm. My beloved child, fix your heart on my word, for it is a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. Psalm 119:105. When you feel lost, my word will guide you. When you are surrounded by doubt, my word will strengthen your faith. When you are weak, my word will become your strength. Do not let a day pass without nourishing your soul with the living word. Learn to listen and to meditate, so that every decision, every word, every action springs from unshakable truth. For it is the truth that will keep you from falling. Do not forget, prayer is the breath of your spirit. Do not come to me only in times of crisis, but speak with me daily in every circumstance. Bring to me your small joys as well as your great burdens. Let everything you experience become an opportunity to connect with me. When you remain in that communion, you will no longer feel alone. You will see that I am present, that I hear, that I respond even in the smallest details. You will find that peace does not come from a life without trouble, but from knowing I am with you through it all. My child, another truth you must learn is the importance of walking in a holy community. I have not called you to live in isolation. I have placed companions around you, those who will lift you up when you are weak, who will remind you of truth when you waver. But you must be discerning to know who I have sent and who comes to pull you astray. True friends will encourage you to walk closer with me, not farther away. Keep yourself near such people, and you will find your strength multiplied. Know this: standing firm does not mean you will never face trials. On the contrary, storms will rise, pressures will mount, and there will be moments when you feel you cannot go on. But it is in those very moments that I will prove my strength is greater than the storm. I do not promise to remove every difficulty, but I do promise that in every difficulty you will not be abandoned. When your knees tremble, take my hand and you will be held steady. My beloved, the light within you was never meant for you alone. It was given so that others might see. When you hold firm in faith, others will be encouraged. When you stand in trials, those in despair will find hope through you. When you continue walking in the light, those still in darkness will see that they too can find their way back. This is the greater purpose of keeping the light, not only that you are safe, but that you become a blessing to many. Do not forget the greatest danger in your spiritual journey is not sudden storms, but quiet neglect. When you grow used to weariness, when you dismiss small nudges, when you tell yourself it's nothing, that is when you are most at risk of slipping from the safe path. Darkness does not always come as a crashing wave. Often it comes as drops of water falling steadily until they carve a hollow in your soul. I do not want you to drift into that state. I want you to live awake, to stop and listen. Whenever you sense unease, to hear my voice in the stillness. Child, being watchful does not mean living in fear. Rather, it means walking with open eyes, aware of the spiritual reality, knowing I am always with you. You do not need to tremble before the dark, but you must be wise enough not to take it lightly. You must learn to discern what comes from me and what is merely a disguise. For the enemy rarely comes in obvious form. He often wears the mask of gentleness, of sweet words, of opportunities that look perfect. If you rely only on fleeting feelings, you will be easily deceived. But if you learn to see with spiritual eyes, you will recognize the truth behind the surface. To gain such eyes, you must feed your mind with my word. If you allow your thoughts to be filled with the world's noise, you will struggle to hear my gentle whisper. But when you meditate on and remember my word, you will carry a compass that always points to truth. Every time the enemy brings a lie, my word within you will rise up to resist it. Every time you are tempted to compromise, my word will remind you of your true identity. That is why I call you, do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. Meditate on it day and night so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful, Joshua 1:8. And my child, one of the enemy's favorite weapons is weariness. When your body and mind are exhausted, you are quick to accept anything that offers momentary comfort, even if it is not from me. You are quick to overlook my warnings, quick to choose shortcuts, quick to cling to what is temporary. But hear me, you do not need to live drained. I am the source of strength that never runs dry. If you learn to rest in me, you will find your strength renewed. Remember my promise in Isaiah 40:31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. You do not need to keep striving alone. My strength is available for you. My beloved child, guard your heart above all else, for from it flows the wellspring of life. Your heart is the place where I desire to dwell, but it is also the very place the enemy seeks to invade. Do not allow bitterness, envy, or fear to take root there. Do not let lies harden into beliefs. Continually let my light shine into your heart, so that anything not from me may be exposed and cast out. Be honest with me even about the thoughts you are most ashamed of, for only when you bring them into my presence do they lose their power over you. I have not called you to human perfection. I have called you to live truthfully, wholeheartedly, and to always return to me whenever you feel lost. Do not condemn yourself when you stumble, but do not dismiss small stumbles either. Let every fall become a lesson that makes you rise stronger, wiser, and closer to me. I am not disappointed in you. I only long for you not to miss the good things I have prepared. My child, I have given you my Spirit as your comforter, your teacher, your reminder. He dwells within you to guide you into what is right, to warn you when something is wrong. If you listen, you will recognize that he is never silent. He speaks through gentle nudges, through dreams, through wise counsel sent by those I appoint. Do not ignore him. Do not overlook his quiet voice, for it is I whispering into your soul, keeping you from slipping away. Never forget I have placed strength within you to resist. You are not as weak as you imagine. When you stand in my name, every chain must break. When you declare truth, every lie must flee. When you call upon my name, the armies of heaven move on your behalf. Therefore, never believe that you are powerless. You have me in heaven, and you carry my heavenly authority within you. So guard your heart, steady your mind, and let my word be your foundation. Live in prayer and holy fellowship in unwavering trust, and you will see that no matter how darkness tries to creep in, it cannot overcome you, for you belong to me, and I have engraved your name upon the palms of my hands. Now, my child, I tell you this, keeping the light within you is not only for your own protection, but so you may become a light for others. This world is filled with people wandering in the dark, stumbling without guidance, longing desperately for a glimpse of hope. And I want you to be the lamp in my hand, carrying a light that does not come from yourself, but from me, the eternal source of light. I do not require you to be great by human standards in order to be used. I only ask for a willing heart. When you let the light in you shine, even the smallest act can touch another's soul. A timely word of comfort, a silence filled with love, a hand extended to the desperate, all of these hold greater power than you realize. For when I am within you, every gesture bears the mark of the divine. As I have said in Matthew 5:1-6, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. You are the one sent to reflect that glory. My child, I know there are times you think you are not enough, that your flaws are too many, that others are stronger. But remember this, I did not choose you because you were perfect. I chose you because you are mine. Your scars do not lessen your worth, they become living testimonies of healing. Your stumbles do not strip away your purpose, they reveal my patience and mercy. The very weaknesses you fear are the places where I display my power most fully. Therefore, do not hide your light. Do not bury the gifts I have given you. Do not remain silent when my spirit stirs you to speak. My beloved child, I have never promised that when you shine, everyone will rejoice with you. Some will turn away, some will mock, and some will try to extinguish the flame, but do not be discouraged. Remember, darkness always resists the light, yet darkness has never overcome it. Every time you choose to stand firm, you shatter part of the enemy's hold. Every time you live in truth, you open the door for others to see the truth as well. And even if the world turns its back, I will smile upon you, for you have walked the right path. Know this, the light within you is not for pride, but for service. I have called you to be a vessel through which the weary are lifted, the lost find direction, and the broken are healed. Consider this, a single heartfelt word from you can pull someone back from the edge of despair. A single act of kindness can plant the seed of hope in a barren heart. And when you do these things, it is not you who are exalted, but I who am glorified in heaven. Do not wait until you feel ready to begin. The time is now. I will complete what you lack. I will strengthen what is weak. I will open paths where you see no way forward. All I ask is that you take steps of trust, and I will take care of the rest. Remember, the first disciples were ordinary men, fishermen, tax collectors. But when they gave themselves to me, I turned them into those who changed history. If I could do it with them, I can do it with you. I do not only want you to keep the light for yourself, but to learn how to ignite it in others. Encourage, share, uplift. Do not hoard what you have received, for fire grows stronger when it is shared. When you sow hope, you will reap hope. When you sow peace, you will reap peace. When you sow love, love will return into your life. This is a spiritual law, and it never changes. My child, you are destined for light. Do not listen to any voice that tells you that you are unworthy, that you cannot make a difference. Do not let past experiences cover the potential I placed within you. Walk in courage, for you are not carrying light for yourself alone, but for all who are searching for the way home. And I, your Father, will be right beside you, strengthening every step, ensuring that the light never goes out. My beloved, The spiritual journey is not a smooth path strewn with roses. It is a road with turns, with trials, with nights that feel long and heavy. I have not hidden this from you, because I want you to understand, hardship does not mean I have abandoned you. It is the sign that I am at work in your life. Trials are not meant to destroy, but to refine. Tears are not meant to weaken, but to soften your heart, to deepen your compassion, to strengthen your love. I know you have often asked, why is this happening to me? Why must I walk this rough road? Why? If you truly love me, do I still endure this pain? And I tell you this, it is precisely because I love you that I do not allow you to stay the same, that I do not let you settle for ease and comfort. I want you to grow, to be strong, to have depth. A tree cannot sink deep roots without storms. Gold cannot shine without fire. In the same way, you cannot mature in me without trials. So do not see trials as punishment. See them as training. As James 1:2, the 3rd of December lares, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Trials do not rob you, they strengthen you. They do not strip away hope, they anchor your faith. Every time you pass through a season of difficulty, you emerge with greater endurance, deeper wisdom, stronger faith. And it is this very growth that will enable you to stand firm in the seasons yet to come, my beloved child. I know that when you are in the midst of the storm, these words may be hard to receive. When pain is still fresh, when your tears have not yet dried, when your heart is weighed down, hearing that trials are blessings may feel like a contradiction. But I tell you this, what you see is only a fragment of the whole picture. The greater design remains in my hands. If you are patient, you will see that beyond the storm lies a clearer sky. If you are steadfast, you will see that beyond the tears awaits a deeper joy. If you trust, you will see that beyond the loss comes an abundant harvest. You will never emerge from a trial the same as when you entered it, for I will use the very hardship to remake you. Do you know why I am near to the brokenhearted? Because it is in brokenness that you create space for me to work. When everything you once leaned on crumbles, you discover that I am the only foundation that cannot be shaken. When you lose what you thought was most important, you realize that I am the true source of life. When you are weak, you experience in the deepest way that my strength is sufficient. That is why trials, instead of pushing you away, can draw you closer to me than ever before. Do not be surprised when you must walk narrow paths. Do not think that my love is proven only by ease. On the contrary, my love shines brightest in your weakest moments, when I carry you, when I lift you, when I walk beside you. Do you remember my promise in Psalm 2:3-4? Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. My presence is your greatest assurance, not the absence of hardship. My child, I do not allow you to face trials at random. I weigh every burden, I know your limits, and I know the exact moment to open the way of escape. You will never be tested beyond what you can bear, for I am faithful and will with every trial provide a way through. Trust that everything you endure has purpose. Not one tear is wasted. Not one pain is meaningless. All are being woven into a greater tapestry, one that when you look back will cause you to declare, truly, you were with me in every moment. I do not want you to suffer in silence. I want you to learn to call on me, to lean on me, to open your heart. Do not carry your burdens alone. Do not force yourself to appear strong before others. Come to me, pour out every worry, every weight, every tear. I will never reject you. On the contrary, I will hold you close, wipe your tears, and whisper, you are never alone. My child, I tell you this so you will understand. Trials are not signs of my absence, but opportunities to experience my presence more deeply. Let me turn your trials into the foundation of steadfast faith. Let me turn your tears into seeds of joy. Let me turn your pain into a living testimony that I am always faithful. And you will see the very burdens you once thought unbearable will become tomorrow's evidence of my great love for you. No tear you shed is ever wasted. No pain you endure is without purpose. No stumble you make is in vain. I see them all, I record them all, and I am using them to teach you, to equip you, to shape you into a vessel useful in my hands. What you endure today will become the testimony that gives strength to others who struggle in the very same way. I never intend for you to keep healing only for yourself. When I touch your wound, it is not only so you are healed, but so that you know how to lay a gentle hand on another's wound. When I dry your tears, it is not only so you are comforted, but so you know how to comfort another's sorrow. When I lift you from the place of your fall, it is not only so you stand firm, but so you may reach out to those still stumbling. You will become one who is sent to give freely what you yourself have received from me. My beloved child, this world is full of people suffering in silence. There are those who smile outwardly, yet inside are broken. There are those who seem strong, yet in the quiet of the night bow their heads in hidden tears. I want you through all that you have endured to be a light for them. You will not speak to them with empty theory, but with living experience. You will not comfort them with hollow promises, but with the truth you have walked through yourself, that I never abandon, that I always provide a way, that I turn pain into strength. When I allow you to walk through trials, it is not cruelty, it is training. Like a teacher refining a student, like a parent teaching a child to walk, I let you face hardships so you may learn to stand firm. A warrior not trained in the battlefield will not endure when the enemy strikes. In the same way, I prepare you through smaller trials so that when the greater storms arrive, you will not be afraid. You will stand firm, not by your own strength, but by the proven experience that I am always near. The wounds of your past, instead of bringing shame, will become a crown upon your head. They are proof that you walked through fire without being consumed through waters, without being drowned, for I was with you. Isaiah 4:3-2. Your scars will no longer be marks of defeat, but seals of victory. Others will see them and find hope for their own battles. You will become living testimony that my love can transform any circumstance. I know there are many times when you feel overwhelmed, believing you cannot carry this calling. But hear me, it is precisely in your weakness that my strength is revealed. If you thought yourself sufficient, you would rely on yourself. But when you know you are not enough, you lean on me. And in that dependence, my power shines most clearly. So do not fear your weakness. Give it to me, and you will see it become extraordinary strength. Lift your eyes beyond yourself. You were not created to live only for you, but to be a blessing for many. When you learn to share, when you dare to open your heart, when you tell of what I have done in your life, you will spark hope in those who feel trapped without escape. I have not called you to be a grand preacher, but to live truthfully, so that others may look at you and see me through you. Live as a living letter, every page written with my love and faithfulness. Do not fear that your past will rob you of credibility. On the contrary, what you have been through will make your witness strong. This world does not need more polished words. It needs real stories, real people, real evidence that I am still at work. And you are part of that great picture. You are not an outsider, you are one I have sent. So stand with courage and share what you have received. Do not hide the light under a basket, but set it on a lampstand so it gives light to many. Matthew 5:1-5. Let your words, your deeds, even your loving silence, all become testimony of my presence. Remember, you are not alone. I am within you, and I will use you far beyond what you can imagine. Trials do not define you, they shape you. They do not destroy you, they build you. And the result will be a person strong, steadfast, full of hope, ready to shine for the world. You will see that what once caused you pain becomes the very key that opens freedom for many others. And when that happens, you will understand that not a single moment of your journey was wasted, for all has been woven by my hand into a greater good. The journey you are walking does not end in trials. Trials are the pathway, not the destination. The long nights of tears are not meant to last forever. They are opening the way for a new morning, where light pours in and you are reborn. I do not let you drown in the storm. I use the storm to carry you to another shore, where you will stand stronger, clearer, and firmer in me. My beloved child, I know there have been many times when you have thought the pain you carry is too heavy to overcome. You have had days when looking ahead seemed only like staring into a fog, mornings when you awoke with a heart weighed down, and nights when you embraced sorrow in silence. But hear me, this is not the end. I am still writing your story, and the next chapter will not be darkness but radiant light. What you see as a period is in my hand only a comma. The story continues, and it is moving toward a glorious ending. Believe that I never allow pain to be meaningless. I have promised in Romans 8:2-8, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Everything good and bad, joy and sorrow, ease and hardship is being woven by my hand into a perfect tapestry. Every tear you have shed has become a seed sown into the ground, and the harvest will come greater than you imagine. Today's sorrow will blossom into tomorrow's joy. Loss will become the foundation for greater blessings. Where you thought there was only desert, I will cause living waters to flow. I want you to know that painful experiences do not make you weaker. They forge strength within you. I did not allow the storm to sweep you away, but I used it to teach you how to stand firm in the wind. I did not let the fire consume you, but I used it to refine you like gold. And when you come out of the fire, you will shine brighter, purer, and more valuable. The world may see only scars, but I see victory. Your scars are not marks of defeat. They are medals of honor, proof that you have walked through battle with me by your side. Child, I have placed within you a strength that cannot be taken away. Even when you feel empty, there is still a stream of life flowing from me within you. You are not meant to carry everything on your own. You need only open your heart and let my life move through you. When you are weak, call on me, and I will give you strength. When you are discouraged, look to me, and I will give you hope. When you lose direction, return to my word, and I will guide your steps. You are not abandoned. You are equipped for victory. Do not forget the time you think was wasted is not wasted at all. The years you thought were lost have been storing up spiritual treasure. Every tear has watered the seed of faith. Every cry has risen as a prayer before heaven. Every weary step has become evidence of endurance. And all of it will bear fruit in its season. Nothing is lost in me. Everything is transformed. Everything brings benefit. Everything becomes glorious when placed in my hand. Today I call you not only to endure, but to be transformed. Do not let pain merely drain you. Let it make you wise. Do not let disappointment harden you. Let it soften your heart. Do not let loss leave only emptiness. Let it create space for me to fill. When you allow me to transform every experience, your life will become a symphony, every low and high note blending together to glorify the Creator. A new season is coming. It will not be like the old one. It will not be marked by exhaustion, but by abundance. It will not carry fear, but confidence. It will not be cloaked in darkness, but filled with light. You will feel peace like a refreshing stream. You will see joy rise like the dawn. You will find your faith strengthened like a mountain that cannot be moved. And when that happens, you will know with certainty it was not your doing but mine. Do not fear the future. Do not worry that trials will always weigh you down. I have already gone ahead to prepare the way. I have opened new doors, prepared new connections, set new opportunities before you. But you must be willing to leave behind the old, to release the burdens, and to believe that I am beginning a new chapter. I do not want you trapped in painful memories. I want you to step forward, lift your head high, and live as one who has been transformed. My beloved child, my ultimate purpose is not merely to rescue you from darkness, nor only to restore you after trials, but to draw you into complete communion with me. You were created to dwell in my presence, to delight in unfailing love, to walk in a peace the world cannot give and cannot take away. That is where your soul truly finds rest, where you are safest. You have sought fulfillment in fleeting things. You have searched for joy in success, in recognition in human relationships, yet all of them passed like a breath. Many times you thought, if I just achieve this, if I just receive that, then my heart will be satisfied. But soon you discovered that the joy was brief, leaving a deeper emptiness behind. My child, this is because nothing but me can fill the longing of your soul. As it is written in Psalm 16:11, in your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. Only in me will you find joy that does not fade. My presence is not a distant reward for the extraordinary. It is a gift I freely give to any heart that opens. You do not need to prove yourself to reach a standard, or to be flawless to be worthy. You need only come as a child, sincere, open-hearted, and I will gather you in my arms. I ask nothing from you but you. I want only your honesty, your presence, and your willingness to let me be the source of your life. In my presence, every burden becomes lighter. Worry fades, fear retreats, and faith rises. You no longer need to pretend to be strong, because I myself will be your strength. You no longer need to chase affirmation from others, for I have called you by name and placed you within my everlasting love. You no longer need to fear loss, for I am your eternal treasure. My presence does more than change your mood, it transforms your life. It moves you from chaos to peace, from lostness to direction, from emptiness to purpose. I did not call you to live in constant tension, always afraid you are not enough. I called you into freedom to know that I am enough for you. I want you to walk each day with the confidence that no matter what happens, you are never alone. I go before you. I stand beside you. I follow behind you. I surround you on every side. As Psalm 13:9-5 says, you hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. That covering is unshakable, and it is yours. Look back over your journey. Count the times you thought everything was lost, yet I was still there. Remember the times you felt near collapse, yet my hand lifted you. Recall the moments you believed you were utterly alone, yet I sent someone or gave you a word, or filled you with a peace that made no sense but gave you strength to keep standing. All of this proves I never left you. And now today I invite you into a new season, a season not of merely surviving but of flourishing, not only of enduring but of bearing fruit, not just existing but overflowing. Let me reaffirm your true identity. You are not the product of failure. You are not a prisoner of the past. You are not the victim of circumstance. You are a child of the King, heir of the promise, more than a conqueror through my love. Wear that identity. Do not shrink back into smallness. Do not believe the lies that you are not enough. You are enough because you have me. You are victorious because I have overcome. You are destined for life, for abundance, for glory. Therefore, let my presence cover every thought, every action, every decision. Choose to remain near, not only in times of need, but in every moment. Learn to live each day as a walk with me. And when you do, you will see that life is no longer a cycle of repetition, but a purposeful journey where every step is guided by divine intent. My beloved child, I want you to learn how to listen to my voice in stillness. My voice is not loud, nor does it drown everything else out. It whispers gently in the depths of your soul. At times you may think it is just a fleeting thought, a passing emotion, but truly it is my spirit, whispering, guiding, warning you. You must train your spirit to discern what is my voice, what belongs to the world, and what comes as a lie from the enemy. Only when you recognize the truth will you walk firmly, no longer swept away by deception. Remember, the enemy does not always try to make you turn away from me completely. He only needs to distract you a little, to slow your pursuit, to cause you to skip a few prayers, to treat my word lightly. Gradually, without realizing it, you drift far from me. That is why I call you to stay alert each day. Do not allow small compromises, seemingly harmless distractions, to become the pathway for darkness to enter. Keep your mind filled with my word, so that when falsehood comes, you will immediately recognize it and reject it. Child, I have given you my Spirit as your constant companion. He not only reminds you but strengthens you, not only guides but also protects. When you are weary, he lifts you. When you are anxious, he whispers peace. When you are confused, he grants clarity. So never believe you must carry everything alone. His presence in you is the guarantee that you always have help. Invite him into every moment, your work, your words, your decisions, even the most ordinary details. You will see that every part of life can become the place where he moves. True wisdom does not come from worldly experience, nor from natural intelligence. It comes from revering me, placing me at the center of all things. When you seek the wisdom of the world, you receive temporary advice, soothing for the moment, but unable to heal deeply. But when you seek wisdom from me, you receive light for your path, guidance, not only for the present, but for the days to come. As Proverbs 3:5, the 6th of December, declares, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. True wisdom comes not through control, but through surrender. One of the greatest gifts of communion with me is peace that surpasses all understanding. The world may shake, circumstances may change, but my peace remains untouched. It does not depend on external conditions. It is rooted in our relationship. When you guard that peace within, you will not be shaken by bad news. You will not be swept into others' chaos. You will not collapse under pressure. That peace will anchor your mind and heart in every season. Yet communion with me does not mean you will never face opposition. In fact, when you shine brighter, darkness pushes harder. But do not fear, for you have authority to overcome. Remember, light never struggles to prove itself. When it appears, darkness must retreat. In the same way, when you walk in me, you do not need to prove your worth. My presence in you will be the most powerful testimony. I want you to become one who discerns. Not everyone near you is truly for you. Not every sweet word is from me. Not every open door is one I have opened. Test everything in the light of my word. Ask yourself, does this draw me closer to God? Does it plant peace or confusion? Does it reflect love or only feed my pride? When you use this lens, you will avoid many traps. What I desire is that you walk not only in wisdom but also in boldness. Knowing I am with you, you need not fear criticism, doubt, or judgment from the world. Your worth is not defined by human approval, but by the fact that I have called you my child. When you hold firmly to that identity, you will stand unmoved no matter how strong the winds blow. So keep communion with me as your breath. Let my peace rule your heart. Discern all things in the light of my word. Walk in wisdom from above. Then you will not only be kept safe, but you will also guide others who are still wandering. You will not only keep the light for yourself, but you will pass it on to generations. And above all, you will know that I have never ceased to walk with you, never ceased to love you, never once left your side. My beloved child, you belong to me. and you will always remain within my unchanging love. Wherever you go, whatever your circumstances, I am the eternal one who never shifts. You may lose many things in this life, but you will never lose me. For my love does not depend on your actions, but rests on the everlasting covenant I have written upon your heart. Know this, I do not merely want you to be safe, I want you to live abundantly. I do not only pull you from the pit, I want you to walk upon wide fields. I do not just wipe away your tears, I transform them into seeds of joy. I do not only heal your wounds, I turn them into testimonies. And I do not just give you life, I give it abundantly. John 10:10. This is the portion I have prepared for you, a life full, overflowing, radiant. Remember the days when you thought you were alone, when friends left, when family could not understand, when the world seemed to turn its back. It was I who sat beside you, silently upholding your weary soul. When you believed no one was listening, I inclined my ear. When you thought no one saw, I watched every step. When your heart felt shattered, I gathered each piece with my loving hands. Therefore, never think you have no worth. To the world you may be overlooked, but to me you are priceless treasure. I want you to walk in a new identity, no longer chained to the past. Lay down the old burdens. Reject the voices that once made you feel small. Let the doors of darkness close behind you, and let the door of light open before you. You are not a victim, you are a victor. You are not forgotten, you are chosen. You are not lost, you are a child of the Creator. And when you live in that identity, no power can overthrow you. Now I call you to step boldly into a new season. Do not cling to the past, and do not fear the future. Take my hand and move forward, for I have gone ahead to prepare the way. Along this path there will be trials, but also glory. There will be weariness, but also streams of refreshing water. There will be dark nights, but also radiant mornings. I promise that in every moment I will not leave you. When you fall, I will lift you. When you stray, I will find you. When you are weak, I will strengthen you. And when you call, I will answer. I want you to be a witness of this love. Do not keep it to yourself. Share it, spread it, sow it. For there are many out there longing for the same hope you once longed for. They are waiting for a word of encouragement, a sign, a proof that I am still near, and you will be that proof. When they see you standing firm, they will believe they too can stand. When they hear your story of overcoming, they will know they can overcome. When they feel the light in you, they will realize I am calling them back. My child, I am not only the author of your story, but also the finisher, and I have not written the final chapter. As long as you breathe, the story continues, and it is moving toward a glorious ending, where you will look back and see that every page, every line, every pause was woven in love. On that day, you will no longer ask, why, but will declare, Lord, how marvelous that you were with me through it all. So stand firm in love, walk in the light, and live in freedom. Let every day become a song of praise to God. Let every word, every action, every choice reflect my presence. Hold tightly to my promise, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 1:3-5. Keep that word as a lamp in the night, as an anchor in the storm, as the cord that secures you from drifting away. It is my promise, and I never break my word. Finally, my child, live with the confidence that the best is yet to come. The past cannot bind you. The present cannot define you. Only I and my promises determine your future. Lift up your head, for you are no longer bound but free. You no longer walk in darkness, but in the light. And I, the one who loves you with everlasting love, will always be your source of life, your source of hope, your source of peace. Thank you for listening to this message today. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so we can continue to receive the living word together, build unshakable faith, and walk in the boundless love of God. Amen.